Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here I have once again the Open Signal full report. I will once again leave a link to it in the description for those of you who haven't seen it so you guys could check it out. So this third part video is this one is about AT&T. So we discussed T-Mobile, we discussed Verizon, and now I'm going to touch on AT&T. So I've seen some people make comments about AT&T that they're not pushing a lot of updates. There's not a lot of videos coming out about AT&T, and that's because AT&T is very quiet. They don't post much. They don't talk much about the network. They're kind of just very quiet, head down. They do a lot of work on the back end that's not seen, and then they just go about their business. But now that we're speaking on the wireless side competitively, it's not necessarily a good showing for AT&T, and once again this report shows the same. On the 5G experience, AT&T did not win any awards, nothing, none of the categories. So this is starting to turn into a T-Mobile and Verizon show. Really is. AT&T says they want to overall be viewed as a communications company, not a wireless company, not a fiber company. They want to be labeled a communications company. Recently, they came out publicly and told us that they would not focus as much on wireless anymore, that fiber is their go-to. That will drive that communications piece moving forward. And, while that is ongoing, in the process, they are falling off on the wireless side. And each quarter as these reports come out, AT&T falls off further and further and further. Yes, they are deploying their C-band DoD. That's helping, but they have a large densification gap in a lot of areas. They have tried to do the C-band project 2014, 2015. That got shut down in favor of them buying media. Now with FirstNet, they do have on the overall experience report on Open Signal, they do have the availability that favors them. So that's their only award that they won on overall networking. But, is that really going to lead to them being super, super ultra competitive on wireless? Now for the end user, for the consumer, that means that coverage is likely better on AT&T. So that'll go for, size of network, reliability. That's going to be good for the consumer. So that could cause them to likely switch. But if you're looking at everything else, upload, download, video, voice app, AT&T scores relatively low compared to the competition. Now, what you make of that is what you make of that, right? If you use AT&T, it works for you, great. I'm not going to say anything negative about that. But if we're talking objectively, looking at the reports, AT&T is falling off, and they're falling off very, very quickly. Now, of course, we will reevaluate this when the next report comes out. We will look at Root to see how AT&T improves. But if we're looking at improvements, looking at the scores, looking at the reports, Verizon is improving very quickly, and T-Mobile is right there. They're improving on the overall network experience report. T-Mobile took a lot of wins. They got some work to do on the 5G side, but if you look at the key takeaways, T-Mobile had the most improved scale. They had the consistency. They had the download. Verizon took the gaming experience on 5G, the voice app. They took that, and AT&T really just keeps, they keep falling below the competition. Now, for AT&T, that may not matter. If they continue growing the company the way they are, if they continue growing their ARPU, if fiber is going to continue growing the way it is, AT&T may not have a care in the world for these types of reports. They may not even internally discuss them at all. As long as the network is operational, the churn remains as low as it is, they may not even look at these Open Signal reports or Ookla or Root metrics, right? The engineers, they may be the ones to look at that to better the network in a specific area, but the top level executives, they may not care for these reports. as long as everything looks good on the numbers. If the churn starts spiking, they start making less money, they don't grow anymore on wireless, then they're probably going to start turning to the head engineers, and they're like, hey, what's going on? Why are our customers leaving? Well, this, and this. We need more funding here. And that's when they become, in my opinion, reactionary to that. But for now, it looks like whatever they're doing is working. The promos are working. The network is holding up. The churn is as low as it's ever been for AT&T. And fiber is continuously going into the ground. So the communications piece seems to be working. That's the strategy. It's the complete opposite of the other carriers. T-Mobile and Verizon, they have to continuously bolster their wireless network for mobile usage increase. And of course, fixed wireless access is also adding on to that. AT&T chose a completely different path and strategy that's, what some say more expensive because of the fiber and not as aggressive on wireless because they're spending so much on the fiber. So let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. I look forward to reading your guys' comments. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel for more. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.